Hey everybody, it's Christy Birchville, and today we are wrapping up our study through the book of Micah. We've been reading through this book and really seeing how God is using judgment and restoration in his prophecy to the people of Israel at this time, and so much we can learn and apply to our own life through this. If you've missed any of the previous sessions, there's a link below in the description that will take you to the full playlist and you can watch back through. Now, today we're looking at Micah chapter 7, verses 14 through 20. And verse 18 really is the one that stood out to me. And it says, "Who is a God like you, who pardons sin and forgives the transgression of the remnant of his inheritance? You do not stay angry forever, but delight to show mercy." Such a great verse as we've been talking about judgment and restoration, because what we see here is a God who is holy and that must judge sin, but a God who delights in showing mercy and wants to be able to bring people together. Now, we've been talking, and there's some verses back in the days before about the other gods, that we've created other little gods, and how so many people run off and worship those other little gods, those idols. And looking at all the other little things that we make that could potentially be gods in our life, we see that none of the others of those have mercy. When you create a god, when you set up an idol for yourself, they tend to have characteristics that are very human like. We tend to think of them as being kind of like we are, instead of realizing that God is God and we are made in his image. God isn't in our image. And God has the ability to be completely and totally holy and just and focused on judging anything that is not up to that standard, and also be completely and totally merciful and gracious in the way in which he interacts with us. The fact that God created a way for a broken and fallen, sinful humans to be able to have a relationship with him is demonstrating God's grace and mercy for us. The fact that we have the opportunity to choose that is tremendous. And that is what is so incredible about this book. He is a God who is willing to pardon and forgive. If we are following him, if we are seeking him, if we are looking to place him as the Lord of our life, he will forgive sin. He promises that. He will forgive sin. He will cleanse us from all unrighteousness. It says that in 1 John 1:9. But we have to come and we have to ask. We have to come to him and we have to want that. He is a God of judgment, and we will all receive that because that is who he is. He is a God of mercy, and he's provided that. But that's only for people that actually want his mercy. Is that you? Does that describe you? Have you come to the place where you have asked Jesus Christ to come into your heart and to forgive you for what you've done and to be that relationship with God, to bridge that gap that our sin created? That's how we receive that mercy. That's how we receive the forgiveness. Make sure that describes you today. I hope you've enjoyed this series as we work through Micah. I'm excited to start the next series, so make sure you subscribe. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.